Starting a YouTube channel has never looked easier. Today, you can generate a script in seconds, apply a synthetic voice, and let automated editing software assemble stock footage to match the words. From the outside, this looks like the perfect, frictionless media business. You never have to step in front of a camera, and the production costs are essentially zero. But for most of these automated channels, the reality is quite different. They become production machines, churning out videos that few people choose to watch, even fewer finish, and almost nobody remembers. It is tempting to look at those metrics and assume the problem is the missing human face. The actual flaw happens long before the video is rendered. Many creators automate the visible parts of production without first understanding the invisible mechanics of audience demand. The result is a disposable content factory. The channel produces an immense volume of uploads, but fails to build a durable media company that commands regular attention. Software can drastically reduce the cost and time it takes to make a video, but no amount of technology can force a viewer to click or make a weak idea feel important. The first major failure usually occurs during topic selection. Many faceless channels target broad categories, like business facts or AI news, instead of defining a highly specific editorial position. When you rely on the same public information, language models, and stock libraries as everyone else, the final product becomes entirely interchangeable. It becomes a commodity. Commodity content competes primarily through speed and increasingly aggressive packaging. A weak underlying story forces the creator to use loud, exaggerated titles and thumbnails just to secure a click. But a loud title creates a high expectation. When the video fails to deliver on promise immediately, the viewer leaves in disappointment, and the channel's credibility is damaged. The thumbnail and title are not the finish line. The click is a contract. The packaging makes a specific promise, and the video has to fulfill it within the very first seconds. YouTube's discovery systems are designed to track this exact behavior. They measure how long people watch and whether they report being satisfied. The platform doesn't simply reward the volume of videos uploaded, it tries to predict actual viewer value. This chart shows exactly where these videos diverge. Automated scripts often start with broad definitions and empty suspense, leading to a steep retention drop-off. A structured narrative introduces immediate stakes and an unresolved question, holding the viewer's attention and stabilizing the retention curve. A channel can publish 50 videos a month, but if they repeatedly break their packaging promises, the algorithm will aggressively filter them out. This focus on quality is now being hard-coded into the platform's rules. With the rise of generative tools, there has been a massive influx of low-quality, repetitive uploads, often referred to as AI slop. In response, the platform's leadership has reinforced its commitment to maintaining a high-quality viewing experience and protecting genuine creative integrity. In 2025, YouTube updated its monetization policies, renaming repetitive content to inauthentic content. This explicitly strips monetization eligibility from mass-produced, template-driven material. The rules draw a very specific line. Using AI tools is completely acceptable and even encouraged. The actual business risk is producing generic, minimally transformed videos that lack an original perspective. Channels that thrive under these rules embed artificial intelligence inside a tightly controlled, human-led editorial system. This circular system begins with topic selection and packaging tests. Human operators guide the research phase, verifying claims. After publishing, performance data feeds back into the process. The team analyzes retention graphs and traffic sources to understand how audiences discover the work. Operating a successful channel is a continuous exercise in editorial judgment. Technology can multiply that judgment, but it cannot replace it. Real scale in this space means documenting and delegating the routine tasks, like transcript cleanup, rough visual matching, and format conversion. This reserves human attention for the decisions that actually create value. Even as a team grows and adds new tools, the channel's editorial core, its standard for factual accuracy, narrative structure, and distinct voice, must remain strictly protected by human oversight. When managed properly, these independent media operations carry real weight. In 2025, the YouTube creative ecosystem contributed over $60 billion to the US GDP and supported hundreds of thousands of jobs. For many creators, the baseline of this revenue comes directly from the platform, which shares 55% of its watch page advertising and subscription revenue with the channels. But treating advertising as the final destination is a mistake. A business built entirely on ad impressions remains highly vulnerable to sudden policy changes and unpredictable fluctuations in advertiser demand. That trust is the foundation for diversified revenue, like premium sponsorships, owned digital products, and even high-value channel acquisitions. Faceless channels don't fail because the audience demands a human face on screen. They fail because the audience demands a reason to care. Faceless content is a production format. A scalable media brand is a strategy. Thanks for watching.